Boy. Oh,
Oh
geez.
boy.
Oh, boy, fellas.
Oh boy.
Oh, gee whiz. It's Coitons for you, see? Coitons.
Coitons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who?
Let's just do this thing. Let's kick it out. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome to episode 796 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. I am your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going there, sir? You got anything more that broke and needs to use your extended warranties?
It was like a small waterfall through the ceiling of my bedroom this week.
Oh my
Aw.
God.
Drip, drip, drop, little April showers.
Yep.
Well, they do say when it rains, it pours with that broken stuff.
It
right?
absolutely does.
Oh, that
Do you
sucks.
have a bucket under your pan? Or under
Yeah, I
pan?
mean it's not raining right now, so it's okay. But yes, there's a bucket
Oh.
on my bed. It's right over my bed. So
This
the
one's
bucket
not the
was-
Geek Squad's fault, right?
well,
You're pretty sure?
we haven't determined that
They came in through the
yet.
ceiling when they were fixing
Yeah.
the TV.
Who knows what they
Yeah.
were monkeying around with up there?
If we
So,
punch more holes in the roof, the TV signals get through
yeah,
better.
that's where the 4K comes from.
Yeah.
That's
Put
right.
some 4K holes in the roof.
Mm.
That's right.
We put 4,000 holes in the roof. Now you got 4K.
1K per hole.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's just math.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
And joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it
That
going?
was quite the intro.
It's going well. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm fine.
We're all fine here.
all fine.
Yeah. It's early February now.
Thank
That
God this year's
certainly
almost over.
Is.
Ah,
It feels like, January felt like a pretty long month, huh?
31 days. The way I hear it.
31. Oof. Oof.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, if it makes you feel
Oh.
any better, this month's a little shorter.
Thank God. Thank
Mhm.
God.
I did that just for you, CJ.
Yeah. Should we just jump into it?
Jump into what?
Jump into the video game news that
Oh.
happened?
Oh.
Because Sony, who
Mhm.
makes the PlayStation,
Did they buy
But-
someone?
but they acquired Bungie, who,
Oh my gosh.
as you will recall, used to
Oh
make
man,
Halo.
Oni.
They own
they're the people
Halo?
who made Oni.
They own
We
Oni?
need Oni. Maybe we can get that Oni sequel that people.
Let's
have been
Oni's
not.
going to
waiting
show
for.
up
Oh.
in the next PlayStation All Stars Melee game.
Why can't Oni crawl? Yes.
Why can't Oni?
Was Oni
crawl?
wasn't the character name? Was
No, I don't think
No?
so.
No, did that?
I
Did
This
you
is
don't
have
where
that
know
name?
though. I
This
don't
is where Oni
remember.
can't crawl under this low hanging.
Yeah.
I reviewed Oni back in the day, and
Oh, yeah?
I thought I did, but I don't remember. I don't remember for sure now. I remember
didn't
playing
like
it
it.
and being very
I
unimpressed.
didn't like it. I was
Oh.
unimpressed by it, but it's kind of it's got a cult following
Is that right?
on the internet. Well, anything has a cult following on the internet,
Yeah.
for real. But
Yeah.
but
Cults,
yeah,
especially.
true,
hmm
very
if
true.
you want to cult, the internet's the place to be. And let me tell you, cult followings for those are wild.
I see.
Mhm.
See.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they bought Bungie.
Yeah.
A couple things to come out of this. They are going to stay an independent studio and support multiple platforms.
Well, good.
For
with their
now.
games for now.
Yeah.
I they didn't say for now part. They just said
No, but
Oh,
we
they're
all know
going to
that.
support multiple platforms. So we'll see what that means
Yeah.
in the coming years, I suppose. And also, there's a quote from Jim Ryan, I believe, like an earnings call, where they said that the Bungie deal is really about their knowledge of live service games and helping other
Hmm.
PlayStation teams make live service games. And they
Oh.
even said they are planning on shipping 10 live service games before 2026.
Mm,
That's kind of a
Wow.
lot of live service
That's a
games.
lot of
They-
service games.
that is
so they got a lot of
service games.
irons in the fire, a lot of A lot of,
A lot of games I'm not
at-bats.
gonna. A lot of games I'm not
So to
gonna
speak.
care about.
Well, it depends. Like
Mhm.
one of those, of course, is the Last of Us Factions multiplayer game that was quite popular in previous generations.
Why do you think I'm gonna care about that?
I don't know. Maybe you
I
won't.
didn't care about it in the previous generations. Certainly not gonna care about it now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, maybe you won't then.
I won't.
But some people will. Live service games very popular.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
no,
Sony has a total of what, 0 under under their belt.
mm,
Even though they did have that EverQuest thing, right? Many years ago.
time to slay
I
the
heard
dragon.
the EverQuest thing. Yep.
They haven't had a successful live service game in a while. Most recently Destruction All Stars didn't work out
Mm,
so well for them.
mhm.
And that Predator Hunting Grounds game is a live service sort of shooter. Didn't really work out for them, I don't think. Not
that
not
Sony?
as successful as it was
Is that-
Sony. Yeah,
that
Sony
was-
published.
that was- oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that either.
No.
Indeed. So, yes, Sony is buying Bungie.
All right then.
How do you guys feel about that? You big Destiny players, you guys?
No, not at all.
I mean, absolutely. That's why I can't get involved with any other live service games.
With any other live service game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
Not
think it's
equal
interesting
Destiny
because this will be whatever the next thing from Bungie is, right? They are working on a new IP outside of Destiny, so we'll see what that is. Obviously, they made Halo, they made Destiny, so they've got a bit of a track record.
Okay.
Marathon back in the day. Let's forget about Oni for now.
I
Why
can't now. We keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Okay.
I don't think this is an answer to the most recent acquisition Microsoft made, which is of Activision Blizzard. These deals
Some
take
people
a little.
thought that, right?
Some people did think that there
Some
was a
people
reaction.
thought it was like, oh,
Yeah,
Microsoft,
let's spend billions of dollars just to
Activision.
show them up.
like
That's
Sony
how
made a
companies work, right?
Sony made a quick call last week to Bungie. How much you guys want? How much you guys want for this place? Just-
Yeah.
Just say a number. We'll do it. We'll match it. It's fine. We need something.
We need to win
own
here.
Microsoft
not-
somehow.
That's not how
Old
that
Kill
works,
needs
right?
a win.
Gil needs a win.
Yeah, but hey,
Mhm.
they're paying what, 1.2 billion of that deal is about employee retention as well, so that's kind of
Ooh.
interesting.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, Sony
Wait,
buying
what?
Bungie.
Back up. What did you mean by that? What 1.2 billion of the deal is for what? Because Bungie thought they were going to be losing people, or
No, in order to keep their talent around.
so
They're
everybody who
in
works there is
payouts.
getting a bonus.
You might say that.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, Phil just went to
Phil
applaud
left,
Bungie.
but he didn't mute his microphone.
Yeah, I know. I hope he says something funny and embarrassing. Honey, does this look
Probably
infected?
will.
Zip.
There we go.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back.
You forgot to mute your microphone.
I know I did. As I bumped into stuff. Don't worry. We're
Yeah.
all fine here.
Yeah, okay, good.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
And of course, speaking of acquisitions,
Yeah.
I
The
would be
real big
remiss
news.
if I did
this
not
week.
mention the New York Times purchasing Wordle.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I
low
haven't done
7
today's puzzle.
figures.
It's
We'll do
roast.
that while we're talking.
Yeah.
Stop it.
What? I don't know if that's actually
It
true.
wasn't roast.
Did you try it?
I did.
That's best.
Did it
That's
help
the
you at all,
best.
though?
No, not a bit.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's good. I have Wordle muted on Twitter.
Same
Yeah,
here.
Wordle muted on Twitter.
Absolutely.
I don't want to see it. Oh, but anyway, yeah, the New York Times bought them. So good for
So
them.
enjoy it while you can.
Enjoy that game while you can.
Yeah, because it ain't gonna be
Acquisitions
free
ruin
for
everything.
long.
Don't you know? It's going to become corporate Wordle overlords.
Not spend either.
It's going to be bad. All right, so Yacht Club Games, the makers of Shovel Knight, have started a Kickstarter
Yes.
project called
Yes.
Mina the Hollower. It's an ode to handheld games refined for the modern era, allegedly. Some
So you're
people have
reading the
described
press
it as like
release.
I'm reading the Kickstarter page.
Oh, okay, so essentially, yes, you are. Okay.
Yes, I am reading the press release.
Okay.
Some have described it as a sort of Link to the Past like game in perspective and gameplay. So
That looks more like Link's Awakening because it looks like a GBA game,
well, okay,
or not
yeah, I
GBA,
guess
but
that's
Game Boy
true.
Color.
I guess that's
It's like
true.
Link's
Okay.
Awakening DX plus alpha.
Right. They say they wanted it may remind you of classic titles like Castlevania, The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, or even Bloodborne. You
Okay.
remember that classic handheld title, Bloodborne?
Yes.
Yeah.
Finished Wordle, by the way.
Oh, good.
Thanks
What
for the
was
update.
I got it. Five. I'm not saying I don't want to ruin it for people.
Okay. Was it roast?
5 guesses. It was not roast.
Toast.
Okay. Was it toast?
No.
Was it boast?
No.
Was it gloast?
It's not a word.
You never know unless you try.
So also more than 5 letters.
Oh. Damn.
GLOST?
Well, that would be glossed, wouldn't it?
No, that would be GLOSSED. Don't be silly.
True.
Was it Greg's?
It was.
There it is.
Sorry, CJ. What were we talking about?
Yacht Club's new game,
Oh, I've heard
Mina
of
the Hollower.
Mina the Hollower.
that.
Mina the Hollower.
She's a little mouse, right?
Yep. Little
Moss?
pseudonym action.
Yeah. I know you got a thing for Mrs. Brisbane.
You know it.
That little
I
shawl. Oh man, when the wind starts whipping and the shawl gets blown off. Woo! Hacha macha. Hubba-dubba-dubba.
Auga, auga. Yeah.
Booth, you old perv, you did it again.
Anyway, they blew past their Kickstarter goal. 311K
Did they
was
now?
their goal. They're now
Yeah.
at 701K.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Now these guys have a lot of money. They made a lot of money off
on
of
Shovel Knight. Yeah.
off of Shovel Knight. And
Yeah.
I've seen some people sort of complaining about how come they're doing Kickstarter
Well,
now.
was Shovel
This
Knight
is not really
Kickstarter
a
as well?
a funding situation. This is
Right.
more, yeah. I mean, they've been developing the game,
Right.
but yeah, Hollow Knight was a Kickstarter, or not Hollow Knight. Shovel Knight
Right.
was a Kickstarter.
Right. But
Right.
that was years ago now, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they kind of flush with cash at this point? But I bet again, this is more like a judging demand, I guess.
I feel like, I
Yeah.
mean, if you're treating it, yeah, exactly. You're treating it a bit like a pre-order.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
anything wrong with doing that.
Judging demand and kind of funding scope creep
I mean,
during
that?
development, right?
Funding scope creep.
funding scope creep.
Oh
Right. I
my
mean,
God.
as you're developing a game, there's a lot of things you want to do.
Right. Scope
They
out
can
the
go
creep.
ahead and fund that with Kickstarter dollars. Right?
Scope out these creeps was the original name of Player One Podcast. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
That's definitely a show title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm playing devil's advocate for something I've seen people online complaining about. I don't care if they do Kickstarter. Did you guys back it though?
No,
I have not yet.
I'll buy the game when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm not backing it either.
They have enough money.
Well, that's just it. These guys are flush with cash.
No, but I mean, that's the thing, right? It's definitely getting made. So
Right.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
support it when it's done.
My issue is I want to buy a physical copy of it.
Mm.
And the lowest, I believe the lowest tier to get a physical copy through the Kickstarter is $100. Correct me if I'm wrong,
okay.
CJ. You probably have
Oh,
the page
so
up.
like if you bought it in
I
Canada.
have the page up. Yes. Physical game is $100 or
Yeah,
more.
no thanks. I will wait and buy it for like 30 when it's retail.
Yeah, and it probably will be, right? I mean,
Well, yeah, exactly.
but
I
you
mean,
get all this other extra stuff.
what extra stuff?
Digital wallpaper,
Don't care. Keep going.
early access to the full soundtrack.
Absolutely don't care.
I've never ever used that once.
No.
Like when I get it with
No,
other
Me
games,
neither.
it's like,
No.
oh, this is cool. I might listen to one
Never,
track.
you never will. No. What else do you get?
Backer exclusive music live streams,
Don't care.
digital art book,
Nope.
full access to Yacht Club Games design live streams.
Oh well, that I don't
That's
care about.
actually, I
That
will
could
say,
be cool
that's
if you're
very
really
cool.
if you're
If it's
really
something you're
into it.
interested in. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't watch it, but that's
I'm-
very cool.
I'm not saying these rewards are bad.
Yeah.
They're all perfectly fine and expected Kickstarter rewards, but
Sure,
I care about the game.
But no, they
right.
just that development live stream thing, because I've had that conversation with other developers,
Yeah.
just saying like I think that's a great idea, because I think there are lots of people who would find that
Oh yeah,
absolutely fascinating.
absolutely,
Sure.
absolutely. Not me, but
Not you.
I'm glad it's there. I'm glad it's
Sure,
there for
sure,
the
sure.
folks who are excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Estimated delivery December 2023.
Wow.
The game
two-
is
that far away.
Approximately 2 years from now.
So
and a
they
year
haven't been
out.
developing it for long then.
Well, they did enough for a demo to be out because there have been a bunch of
okay.
gameplay videos already from various outlets and influencers. So
And they've been
done-
doing so many updates. They've supported Shovel Knight for so long with new
Yeah.
DLC and stuff like that.
which I think this is mostly about, like that kind of thing, the
Right.
support for the game.
Now, is this game going to have some sort of Arby's tie-in where you can throw roast beef sandwiches at your enemies or something?
Let's
like that?
hope. I mean,
Because-
come on.
You know,
Yeah.
Shovel Knight had that, and that's
Mhm.
fantastic. All games should have some sort of Arby's tie-in.
What in the world are we talking about?
I can't disagree with you there, Phil.
Do you not remember that, Greg? I know I talked
No.
about it on here.
No.
A while ago, a year ago, maybe.
More than that.
Arby's, fast food restaurant Arby's, purveyors of roast beef sandwiches.
We don't have those here anymore, but
Oh, is that right?
No.
Well, my condolences. But they had a Shovel Knight kids meal toys,
oh, okay.
and in addition to a little toy that you got, they weren't like cool toys. They weren't like little figures or anything. I think it was like cardboard kind of stuff. But you also got a code to redeem in your copy of Shovel Knight that was essentially Arby's DLC for the game, and it changed some of
Which
the
is
graphics.
awesome.
So like at the end of the level, when like a princess would be falling down or something, and you'd have to catch her. Instead, it was a giant Arby's roast beef sandwich that you would catch.
That would motivate me more.
Yeah. Well, that's just it.
I got to get one of those codes.
Cuphead
I never
wishes
finished
it had that kind of
I never
DLC.
finished Shovel Knight. That might be what I needed.
There you go. You need.
Yeah.
I need the meats.
You need the meat. Arby's got the meat,
They got the meat.
and
Gotta save this princess. Yeah. Gotta save this loose meat
think they-
sandwich.
I
I'm
think
there.
they changed your name to Meat Night, maybe, or something along those lines.
I think that's right.
Yeah, and
That's
I mean,
not-
I know
that's not a
they
joke.
changed
That's
a lot
right.
of the dialogue to make it more meat
Oh
centric.
man, I am sold.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to still get that Arby's.
Did you end up
DLC.
getting it, Phil? Because I know you talked about it on
Oh,
the
I
show.
absolutely did.
you?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I did. I did. It did indeed.
I
You have
love
to start
this.
a new
I love everything
save
about
file
this. I don't
because
care.
it so thoroughly,
Because it's a different
neatifies your game.
experience, right?
Yeah,
it
it changes
neatifies
some of the
things.
enemy sprites.
Yep.
Turns them into like
It's not really the
curly
same game
fries
anymore.
or milkshakes and stuff like that. It's great.
Mhm.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
So
Well,
yeah,
let's talk about this.
something
Nintendo
important
having a
today.
pretty good time of it with selling Switches. The Switch has now outsold the PlayStation 1 and the Wii.
is that
It is
right?
sitting at
Wow, it's a good
I
thing I
know,
bought that
right?
one for Finn. It probably pushed him over the edge.
it probably did. It's sitting at 103.54 million units.
Oh, I was gonna
which
say,
surpasses the Wii's lifetime sales of 101.63
wow,
0.63 million units.
jeez Louise.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Who's Nintendo?
I wonder.
behind
I mean, the spread gets pretty high after that, though.
It
'Cause
does.
I'm looking
You
at the
get up
I'm looking
into
at
the
the numbers.
150 million
Yeah, I didn't realize the
territory.
PlayStation 4 was such a high selling system. I'm just looking
Really?
at this
What's that
now.
at?
116.9.
Really? My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
What's
And
the
then
two at?
the Nintendo
What's-
DS, 154 million
Yep.
units.
Oh, jeez.
And PlayStation 2 is over 155 million.
Okay. Is
So
that
I
the
mean,
highest selling?
that's the highest
PlayStation?
selling console, and yeah,
Okay.
PlayStation 2.
Okay.
So that's quite a. I mean, not that the Switch can't do it, but it's over 50 million before
Right.
it gets up there.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's still pretty impressive
Yes,
it
indeed.
is very
for
impressive.
sure.
Yeah. And of course, Mario Kart 8 still selling exceptionally well
Without any kind of discount. It's amazing to me how Nintendo does that.
without
Yeah.
any kind of
Here's
discount.
this
Although
game
it
that came
has
out a
been
generation
pack-in.
ago.
Right. It has been a
Yeah.
pack-in. And
Yeah.
both the Wii U and the Switch.
Do-
It's a pack-in.
Do these sales count pack-ins?
I
A
don't
lot of
know,
times they
actually.
don't.
Oh, really?
So
A lot
on
of times
Switch,
they don't, but I don't know.
43 million units.
Okay.
And that's the best. It's the best-selling title on the Switch.
Wow.
I mean, it
Second
deserves it.
is
It's a
Animal
great
Crossing
game.
New Horizons at 37.62 million.
Mhm.
Really happy that Animal Crossing has done so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you add in the number of units sold on the Wii U, which is 8.46 million. It's over 50 million now.
Okay.
So
What's after that?
let's recall that Polygon chart back in the day. How Mario Kart 8
High
was,
chart?
was
Who was
not
it who
going-
made that? Do you remember who wrote that article? Was it the Cooch?
I don't remember. It was Polygon.
Yeah.
And the chart, the pie chart of
Yeah.
proving that it was going to be the worst selling of
Yeah, I
the
remember that.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that
And
work?
Nintendo's like, oh yeah, we're gonna release it twice.
Yeah. It's kind of unstoppable. I hope they do some new Mario Kart stuff soon. No, I want new Mario
Well,
Kart.
didn't they say that
content.
there's a rumor going around that 9 is
Yeah.
actually in development. Now, I don't know if that's one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
we want
What
it
does
so
that mean?
bad the internet's going to make it real, or if it actually is,
Right,
happening.
right. Yeah. But you know
I
what
hope it's
is
real.
real?
What's that?
The next Grand Theft Auto game is in development.
That's such a nothing story.
That is,
Whatever.
well,
Of course,
Take
it's in
Two hadn't
development.
said it. They hadn't said it officially. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, the
Yeah.
rumors say, "Oh, yeah, they're working on GT6," but this Rockstar has confirmed now that they are indeed working on the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series.
It's a true.
It's
shocker
apparently
indeed.
well underway.
Wow.
I mean,
According to the statement.
that's good. I would love a new Grand Theft Auto. I mean,
Yeah.
I really liked Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't play it online, but I really liked the single player.
Well, the next gen versions of that are just about to come out.
I don't
in
care about
March.
that.
Okay.
But no, I'm not replaying that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. I loved it, but
Yeah.
I've played it. I want a new one.
So here's the question: do you think it'll be out before 2026 when Sony has planned to launch 10 live service games?
The reason why I think it's still a ways off is because they make so much money with Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yeah, they do.
They don't have
Yeah.
a reason to
It's-
release a new one.
It's a similar issue to the Mario Kart issue, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Online makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
Well, how long is it typically from the time when Rockstar officially says we're working on a new GTA until its release? It is.
I don't know that they've ever done it like this, though.
Really?
Because usually, what is it like with Red Dead? They changed their logo or something. They put out like a teaser image, and then like 2 years later, the game came out. Are we counting that?
Yeah, but
sort
are
of thing?
we counting Red Dead? I mean, Red Dead was notoriously a
guess.
long development cycle, right?
I guess that's true.
I mean, I don't know. I don't pay attention to it. The last time I remember any kind of Grand Theft Auto, like the last Grand Theft Auto release announcement that even sits in my memory is when Peter Moore had it tattooed on his arm.
Mhm.
That was for Xbox.
that was
It was for the
4,
360
right?
version or something.
No, that was
Yeah,
a Zune logo. No, wait, that was somebody else.
That was that poor woman at the
They're
end
gonna
gauge party
kill
or
that
whatever it was.
poor woman.
What?
What was that?
Nothing.
Was that
I was
the-
watching The Big Lebowski.
Oh,
the
the
other day.
N gauge price on the stomach.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
talking about
The
that?
poor girl came out like with her bikini and skateboard, and she had to take
There was
off her
dead
top to
silence.
reveal that
Well, they really
the
missed the mark with that thing, didn't they?
the N gauge was going to be what, $300 or
Completely
something
tone deaf.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That was an
Fun.
interesting
Ahead of its
little press
time.
conference.
People would want to play games on their phone, just not then.
Just not like that.
Not like that.
Oh,
Wasn't
man.
necessarily a terrible idea.
I wouldn't call it ahead of its time.
Well,
The concept might have been ahead of its time.
the concept, yeah. The
Side
execution. Oof.
Yeah, not even close to its time.
No,
boy.
no. To be
No.
quite honest, no. All right. So last week, Sony had a state of play all about GT7.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some of this.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Getting in the weeds on some of this stuff.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't a great presentation, I have to say. It's almost like they just let them do whatever the hell they wanted
With no editor.
with no editor whatsoever. I mean, the game looks great,
It does.
you know, and there was some cool, they showed off some of the cool stuff in there, but a lot of it was stuff we already knew about, right? Like we knew that they were overhauling the UI. It still looks basically unusable. We knew that there was going to be real-time weather change, and we knew that there was going to be like real-time time change during events and things like that, and they showed off some of that.
Really cool. That part I thought was really cool, like the puddles on the racetrack, how
how they form and how they take longer to dry, and
they form and then take longer to dry, and that was kind of like,
and,
oh wow, you're
you know,
really
like,
getting into the nitty-gritty of this.
Yeah, and you know, like other things, I think that very eagle-eyed people, of course, you know, there's tons of hot takes and tons of videos out there and articles out there about like breaking down everything that people were noticing, and like I think people noticed that there's like actual tire deformation and stuff like that, like really getting into it. So I mean, it's exciting. It's really exciting. I'd say for me,
Plus,
and I
moon
think
over the castle. Moon
Yeah.
over the castle.
and they showed that music replay thing was
That's
okay.
weird. They showed
Yeah,
a lot of
they
that,
spent a
and
lot
that
of time
didn't
on that.
seem like you should
Although-
show that much of it.
I have met at least one person who pre-ordered it based on that.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
So maybe they're the only person. I don't know. But yeah, like, you know, and they're bringing back all their original tracks, which is fantastic. So I think for me, I think they also confirmed that multi-class racing would be a thing. I don't know if it was in that or if it was in information that was later released, but I think for me, the biggest thing that I was really hoping for was that the online lobbies would be increased above 16,
right.
which is where it's at right now, because like the official online races, I think you can have like up to 24 people in them, but for some reason the private lobbies can only have 16, and they didn't change that, unfortunately. So
It's weird.
something that we were looking forward to because of the league that we run through for Player One Podcast. But overall, you know, still super excited. It's gonna have some weirdness, like bringing back the used car shop that they used to have. That's great, but it also means that the entire roster of cars won't be available to buy at all times, because the whole idea is that the cars in there cycle through, and that also lets them adjust the prices all the time. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. But
license test stuff too.
License tests are still there, and they're bringing back car mods, which is really cool because that was an awesome feature. Like way back in the very first game, they had that.
Well, and they also showed like the difference between an unmodified VW bug and like a tricked out one.
Yeah,
side by side, which is like, okay,
all that's great.
Yeah.
And I'm still definitely on board day one. I'll be there. But it was a weird presentation. It had a weird cadence, and they focused on some strange things that didn't feel like they needed to be focused on. And yeah, but either way, it didn't matter. I was already all in anyway. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
And then a day later, they did a presentation on Ghostwire Tokyo that I watched only some of.
Really nice.
It looks really nice too. Yeah. So anyway, I guess we can get to what you've been playing now, if that sounds good to y'all. Phil,
Sure.
Yeah, what have you been playing?
Well, Was it last week I was talking about hopping Mappy for the Switch? Might have been.
Might have been.
I was talking about hopping Mappy recently, which caused me to realize that I do not actually have the original Mappy for my
What?
Switch. I know, right?
How'd that happen?
You know, there's a zillion different versions of Mappy on a zillion different systems, so you kind of lose track of which systems have Mappy available. And you know, there's a Namco Museum available for Switch, which I have, but Mappy's not on it. I do
Mappy's
have
not
the-
on it?
It's not a
Wow.
the Namco museums.
That's weird.
They need to consolidate that because there are
Yeah.
just unlimited versions of Namco museums for
Yeah.
every system under the sun, and they all have different games on them.
Yeah.
They just need
I was actually thinking
collection.
something similar today because a game that a donor requested that I play on stream this week is Puyan.
Oh
Have
yeah,
you
yeah.
ever played that or not? It's Konami,
the Konami,
Konami
yeah.
shooter.
With the pigs.
No.
with
He
the
was
pigs.
requesting that you poo on something on stream.
That's gross.
Oh,
You're gross.
that's gross.
Anyway, I was like, okay, so how am I gonna, do I need to emulate this thing? How am I gonna play this? And I went online. It's like, oh, it's on the Konami Arcade Collection. Oh, that's awesome. I have the Konami Arcade Collection. Oh, wait, it's the PlayStation 2 Konami Arcade Collection. But it was actually released in Arcade Archives for the Switch. But it's just like, I was just thinking something similar. It's like, oh man, well, why wasn't, I hate that we have all these arcade collections from these companies from different generations, and they all seem to have different games on them.
Yeah. I do have, pretty sure I have Puyan for Switch.
I bought it today.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite old arcade games back in the day.
I've never played it.
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah,
it is
it's like
pretty cute though.
Yeah, it's like the pigs and wolves. You know, you're
trying
the
to keep the wolves from taking
pig.
your piglets.
Yeah, exactly. It's a cute game. But yeah, so I picked up Mappy, the arcade version of Mappy, as an arcade archive. I do have Namco released 2 collections on Switch of Famicom games.
Yep.
So I have the Famicom version of Mappy, which is on one of those collections. But
I have both of those as well. Yeah.
Well, they're fun little collections. But you got to get the arcade version of Mappy. My goodness.
Yeah.
So other than a little bit of Mappy and other than a little bit more of my Oculus, just playing more Beat Saber and that kind of thing. Honestly, most of my game time this week was spent playing another game that I don't really necessarily feel like talking about because I've been playing a lot of it. And
Bakugan.
It's
definitely Bakugan.
I'm quite enjoying it, but I don't necessarily want to talk about what system it's for or what game it is, but I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So I've been playing a lot of that. CJ, what have you been playing?
That's not my turn.
Well, it is now. I just handed it off to you.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it is my turn. Well, Phil, let me tell you about a little game called Pokemon Legends Arceus. I know you don't know anything about this game and have not been playing it, but I've been putting some time into it. I think I'm star level 3
while you're talking about whatever it is you're talking about. I don't know.
There you go. Star level 3 in that game, and I'm just enjoying the hell out of it. I got to the the beach area with the fire island or something. I don't even know, but
such a good sell. The beach area with the fire island of I'm on the fire island of something.
Yeah, and I'm basically just focusing on catching Pokemon in that area now. So I just got in there and I'm just wandering around finding new Pokemon, battling some Pokemon, leveling up my team, and finding lost satchels for people. That's my main mission at the moment. I'm just kind of enjoying the world, as it were, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I have 2 mounts now. I've got Ursaluna and Weirdeer to ride, so having fun with that. I'm waiting for some kind of water-based mount because I've seen some Magikarp in the water that I really want to catch, but I don't have anything to deal with the water right now, and anytime I jump in the water, I drown. So there is that. But I am having a lot of fun with it. It is fun to just wander around catching and battling Pokemon. So that's really all I've been doing in that game. I've been pushing the story forward as necessary, but mostly just been leveling up stuff. So it's a fun game, very fun game. But I have also been playing stuff. You mentioned Oculus Quest 2, Phil.
I did.
I happen to have purchased an Oculus Quest 2.
Did you just buy this?
Yes.
Oh wow. Was it me talking about it? Did you get a little,
was
a little envious, a little bit of the green-eyed monster grab a hold of you? You were
A
like,
couple of things.
He's so tough. Maybe
Phil's having fun. I want to have fun too.
Nope. Only one.
I'm a
person
nice
gets that
person.
fun.
I deserve to have fun.
Deserve fun.
So you got one.
I got one. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I did not have nearly the trouble that you had setting it up.
Oh, yeah. Facebook did not like my account with an Oculus 2.
I guess not.
No, it did
Mine
not.
connected right away and
Lucky
was
you.
up and running. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now,
So-
if we're friends on Facebook, can I see what you're playing and or watching on your Oculus at all times?
Everything.
I think we know what I'm
probably
talking
can.
about.
You probably can.
Everything.
So if I get one, I'm definitely got to start a new private Facebook account. Then.
Yeah.
Well, we're
yeah.
definitely podcasting in VR at that point, right? Like that's just the next. Got a podcast from the metaverse. You know how many NFTs we could sell that way?
Oh wow.
Think of
All
the
of them?
NFTs.
Oh
No.
man, we can pump and dump that. We can be
Pump and
zillionaires.
dump.
Let's do it in a Twitter Spaces.
Somebody watched
Let's
The Wolf
just
of
do
Wall
it.
Street recently.
Yeah, I've never actually seen.
Really? It's a good movie.
Is it?
But yeah, so I picked up the Oculus Quest 2, installed some games on it, tried some Tetris Effect, of course, Res, Infinite, and then I had Vacation Simulator and Job Simulator on there as well.
Mm.
And my daughter was out with my wife running some errands, and they came home, and my daughter really wanted to try it. Really wanted to try VR. She was very excited. She did not know that we were getting one, and once she saw it,
Question
she
is,
was
did
like,
Adrian
yes.
know whether you were getting one?
She did, yeah.
Okay.
So she proceeded to like put the headset on, like even it was charging like on the counter, and she put the headset on like right there. I was like, no, like well, let's get to a space where we can actually like spread out and set you up. Like
I was waiting for you to say and ran straight into a wall.
ran straight into a wall. Right.
You had a bunch of rakes lying all over the floor. You got a
yes.
bunch
So
of,
we
bunch of knives and a knife block precariously balanced on the counter.
it was in the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, see,
Could have
frying pan, big heavy frying pan over an open flame.
always. That's just always happening.
Yeah,
My
it's
house.
just always on.
Just turned into the beginning of Roger Rabbit.
So I set her up in the living room, and you like draw the available space that you have using the controller. And I set it up so on my phone in the Oculus app, you can set it up so that you can see what the person with the headset on is seeing.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Which is very helpful, by the way,
That's nice.
for showing your kids around in VR, because you can't. Otherwise, they'd have to describe what they're seeing, and you'd have to remember what the options.
If you have a, what is it? There's something some TVs have that will allow you to instantly stream it to your TV as well.
I think you can do that with a Chromecast. Yeah.
Yes, Chromecast. That is what it is. Which turns out my TV does not have Chromecast. So
yeah. So I was just using my phone for this. And I could see what she was seeing and set her up with Job Simulator. She proceeded to play Job Simulator until the battery ran out on that set.
Nice.
She was just enthralled with it. Couldn't get enough of it. Of course, our cat like came over and like looked at what Charlotte was doing like quizzically. And Charlotte initially did not have these straps on, so it was like the little threads kind of hanging down or whatever. So I think the cat was really interested in that part of it.
Oh, the cat was trying to get the strings.
Yeah.
The cat was jumping up and batting at the
Well, no, the cat
controller
didn't actually
straps.
jump up and bat
Oh, okay.
at them,
Okay.
but it was watching her very
I see.
quizzically.
Stalking is the term we use for that.
Stalking, yeah,
Mhm.
the hand controllers.
Okay.
And then during Job Simulator, of course, my daughter threw one of the controllers for real.
Oh,
It hit
that's
the
not how that
floor.
works.
I was like, all right, we're putting these straps on right now. And did that.
Oh boy.
But she loves it. She loves the Job Simulator.
Good.
So I didn't get to try any more VR the rest of the night.
So all you played
Yeah,
so far is
afternoon.
Tetris?
This is
and
all I
Rise?
played. Yeah, because I just got
Okay.
this morning. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So do you wear the glasses in there?
I do. So I put the glasses spacer in.
Yeah. And they
that it
worked for
comes
you?
with, and it worked okay.
Oh, it comes with a glasses spacer?
Comes with the glasses
Yeah, well,
spacer. Yeah.
it just adds a couple millimeters more depth to it, so your
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
lenses
much.
aren't scraping up against. Yeah.
But then there's a lot of light leakage from the bottom
Right. Okay.
and the nose area as well. So
Yeah.
I am gonna invest in the prescription lenses.
So, all right.
They're
And
great.
then, so
Try
then
it
the
out.
question is, how easily do those pop in and out?
The prescription
Prescription
lens.
lenses.
Oh, super easy.
Okay.
Yeah, they just snap right in. Yeah, you can pop them out, no problem.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
Just asking for a friend.
leave
There you go.
the little eyeglass spacer in there when you put them in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't take that out?
I do not. In fact, I installed it just for it because you are adding an extra lens on top of
I guess that's true.
a lens.
Yeah.
So yeah, you want to have that, that little
Don't want your
smidgen of extra
eyelashes
depth.
brushing up against them.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
The time that I spent in the headset before my daughter and wife got home from running errands was very good. I normally get a
I
little
wanna hear
bit.
what you're doing in the VR before the wife and kid get home.
That's why I was asking about the private
I
Facebook
said-
account.
Yeah.
I said I was playing.
We know what you
Tetris.
said.
Like,
Yeah.
I was doing the little
Oh God, I
Transformers
didn't hear you come
Simulator.
in.
No, I
first
get
boot
it. I
up
get it.
app that has the little
The
First
first
booty
booty
app.
app.
shooting
I get it.
shooting game and the little dancing game. Nothing gross. Gosh.
Greg and I are on the same
You
page there.
guys.
We know what's
You
going
guys.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, it was very
Oh.
comfortable.
on. Yeah. Are you going to be picking up any other games soon? Got your eye
Yes.
on anything else?
I've got my eye on a couple other games. Yeah, Song in the Smoke, which is 17 bits survival VR game that came out
Okay.
last
I
year
wanna
on
try
PSVR
Hmm.
and the Quest and PC as well. I picked that up, so
Yeah.
playing that.
Oh, I'll have to look into
Got
that.
Beat Saber. I have not
Yeah.
tried any Beat Saber yet.
Have you
and
tried
I
it at
picked
all
up-
before?
I have never tried Beat Saber.
Oh,
No.
Beat Saber is fun though. You're
Yeah.
gonna enjoy it. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I
enjoy
think
it.
so. I think
Yeah.
so. And I picked up the mini golf. There's a mini golf game
Oh,
that looked cool
okay.
that someone on Twitter suggested I get. So I was like, yeah, that sounds like something I'd
Okay.
like. So that's what I'm starting out with.
I would only want to play a mini golf game if I could leave the mini golf course and go into the little arcade that was connected to every
Mhm.
miniature golf course.
Yep.
I
Right.
went through back in the day.
There needs to be more of that in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do much mini golfing back in the day when you were
I
younger?
just love mini.
I
golf.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I mean,
I
I
love
still
it.
love it. I just don't do it very often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a little mini golf place kind of right outside my neighborhood when I was growing up. So you could, it was an extended bike ride over to the mini golf place / arcade.
Yep.
Good times. Right next door was an ice cream place. a little
Oh,
ice cream
baby.
stand.
Oh,
It was man, oh man,
That's excellent.
the best.
that's a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Play some RoboCop. Go get some ice cream. Go putt a few holes. Good stuff.
Yeah. That's not
Anyway.
in this VR game, but
No, this is just a regular old
you
mini
can
golf.
eat ice cream, I guess, afterwards. Just don't do it with the headset on. Be able
If
to
you're careful.
I guess you could do it if you're careful.
Just go very maneuver it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I've been playing.
Very nice.
Gregory.
Yeah, nothing new. I finished Yakuza Kiwami this weekend.
Oh, really?
Finally, yeah.
Congratulations.
What, 19 hours took all told.
Oh.
Oh,
That's a good
okay.
game. I mean, I've said it before, right? There's not much to say about it because I've talked about it before, but that really holds up the whole way through.
Yeah.
And definitely super excited to play the rest of them, though I'm not going to jump right into the next one in the series because, that would be, I think, too much of the same thing. So I'll take a break on that.
7 first.
Yeah. Is there a Yakuza 7? I don't think there's a Yakuza.
Yeah.
There's a
Yakuza 7 is
and then there's a Yakuza 0. And then there's Judgment and Like a Dragon.
Yes.
Like a Dragon is Yakuza 7.
Well,
Oh, is that actually? I don't. Is it?
Yes.
it's not numbered. It's not numbered.
It's numbered in Japan.
Okay, but
not
Like a
here.
is it
Dragon
numbered
is
in
7.
Japan?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, there you go. CJ knew something we didn't. That's never happened before.
I knew it was the seventh one. I just didn't realize it was numbered over there.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, geez.
Man, I just look.
Gosh.
Just relax.
Man.
Okay, just relax.
Yeah.
I am relaxed. I'm gonna do some VR meditation. It's gonna be good.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy. You know what I saw this this week? The good folks over at Hasbro had a big Transformer reveal day on Friday where they were showing off some of their new action figures coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And they also talking about a few other Transformer related things. There's a VR game coming out in the next couple months. Sadly not for Oculus though. It's going to be on Steam and it's going to be on PlayStation.
Will I get to transform and roll out?
I think you're actually playing a human ally, unfortunately.
That's not fun. Come
Are
on.
you Spike?
Probably not. I don't think it's G1 cartoon continuity.
Extra lame.
I know. But there is a meditation app called Calm, which you may or may not have heard of. But it's one of those like guided meditation apps.
Is it getting some Transformers content as DLC?
And there's a kids version.
Oh,
wow.
And the kids version has, kind of like is it ASMR? Is that the term?
That's
ASMR.
right. Yep.
Where it's like bedtime stories, where you have like
Okay.
someone very gently like, I'm going to tell you the tale of the Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So settle it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's probably not as like creepy sexual sounding. It's probably just,
It probably is.
we're going to talk about Goldilocks and the Three Bears today. That kind of thing.
Of course.
But
more
they are apparently adding or have just added a little story time of Optimus Prime, voiced by Peter Cullen, very gently just, hello, my human friend. It's so nice of you to welcome us here to your planet. I am Optimus Prime, and it's hilarious. But I absolutely want to get that app now and fall asleep to Peter Cullen telling me what a faithful friend I am to him. So
that's excellent.
Anyway, you were saying, Greg?
Yeah, so I finished Yakuza Kiwami. I left a lot on the table though, because I definitely mainlined it for about the last. There's like 12 chapters plus the finale, and I think I probably, but from chapter 10 on, I was just kind of, I'm going here, like I'm just going where the story's telling me to go.
Yeah.
Not because I wasn't enjoying it anymore, but just I kind of wanted to push through. So like I ended up not what's his name? Majima, I think is his name. The guy that you fight over and over again, so you can relearn the dragon style of fighting that you have at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
And like he will just appear semi-randomly. I mean, he appears certain moments during the story as well. And there is a final battle with him. But it's the only way to relearn all of the moves for that fighting style. Everything else you kind of learn based on experience points, and then using those to fill up a progression wheel sort of thing.
Okay.
So I had barely scratched the surface on that.
Jeez.
You know, and there's so many other things you could be doing. Like there's a little racing game, and there's the collectible
Right.
card game, and the UFO catcher and stuff. There's so much you can do in that game. But yeah, it was great to finish it, and like just again that always gives me such a huge appreciation for what Yu Suzuki was trying to do with Shenmue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how they so wonderfully refined that sort of premise, and have this like super serious Japanese gangster story happening, but at the same time you can race like miniature cars and do collectible card games with cute girls dressed up as bugs, and
Yep.
you know, it's so ridiculous but so good at the same time.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then the other thing that I streamed this week, it's an old game that I haven't played in a long time, was Parappa the Rapper for the PlayStation 1.
Oh man.
Boy, that the soundtrack. Why don't I have that soundtrack on like vinyl or something?
Did they do a
'Cause
final release?
Did they do a vinyl? They
I don't
definitely
know. I
did
don't
a
think they did.
CD.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't own that soundtrack in general, but
Hmm.
Oh, man.
I'd forgotten. Like, I mean, you know, Chop Chop Onion. Like, everyone
Yeah.
kind of remembers that song.
Right.
Who played that game remembers that song, but I had forgotten how great like the flea market song was with the frog,
Yeah.
and the chicken, Cheap Cheap. Was it Cheap
Yep.
Cheap? It's cooking show anyway.
Cheap
Yeah,
Cheap Master
cooking
Onion.
show.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I just like, I was remembering the lyrics like as the first time I would play one of the songs, even though I'd forgotten the song basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's one line that the Cheap Cheap on the Cheap Cheap cooking show where she says something like, "But I'm a chicken, got it, you beef jerky," and I just like I said it the second she said it.
The other
So it
day,
was awesome.
I was called a little turkey.
A little turkey. That's what it
But I'm
was.
a chicken, got it.
You beef jerky.
Oh yeah.
So great.
Greg, what
Yeah.
hardware were you playing on?
I was playing on PlayStation 3.
3. Okay, just in the original PS1 disc then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So
So
modern
sorry.
TVs, it's a little hard to like.
well, that's what I
the
was about to
lag
say.
Makes it
Yeah.
difficult. Even the
So-
remaster on PS4,
Yeah.
kind of difficult.
And that's kind of what that's what I was going to say, is that I was really enjoying it, but it was especially challenging because I was playing it on when I stream, I'm actually playing on the same monitor that my computer monitor, right? Like I have a split signal so that I can see the gameplay, and then I'm streaming it through the computer.
Yep.
And I know that introduces a little bit of lag, and I know that in general modern televisions introduce a little bit of lag.
Yeah.
But I couldn't compensate for it. Especially it started to get difficult at that flea market song, because that, if anyone who remembers the game, that song has a lot of like sort of 5 quick button presses in a row and the little gap and then 2 more, and so it's really hard to get right. And then by the time I got to that Cheap, I was on that Cheap cooking show for half an hour. And I couldn't.
The
pass
Cheap stage for some reason
It's
was
tough.
was
It
always
is
like,
tough.
even back in the day, like on the original
Yeah.
hardware, that was the hardest stage in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, something about the rhythm where it's just
Hmm.
a little off or something, but yeah.
So I kind of promised myself at this point, because I have a PlayStation 2 hooked up on the CRT downstairs. So from now on, if I'm going to play an old music game, I'm playing it on that CRT down there.
Yeah.
because,
Probably
you
best
know,
to do that.
But still so great, man. Parappa really holds up,
Oh,
and of
yeah.
course, it's got such a crazy art style that it still looks old because it's still using 3D graphics, but it doesn't look terrible. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
So, and what a great soundtrack.
But Jammer Lammy, the better game.
I played a little Jammer Lammy, and you know what?
Oh,
I was
man.
never good at Jammer Lammy.
Really?
Nope. I always
man.
sucked at that game.
I
I don't know what it was.
I love
Such a good
Lammy.
game. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So
good
that's it.
stuff.
That's all I was playing this week.
right.
Very nice.
Well, I guess that means it's time for tweets.
Twiddly diddly dee. What twiddly diddly dee? Check and turn the signal to the left.
Wow.
Check and turn the signal to the left. Now turn to the left.
Good stage. All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias, Mr. Nelson, who says, "Can CJ tell me if the new Oculus makes him motion sick? Thus
No.
far, all VR headsets trigger my gaming vertigo, so I've not been able to play on any of them for greater than 5 minutes before becoming violently ill." It hasn't so far.
But so far
Yeah.
you've played Tetris,
I played only a few things so
which
far.
is
So.
like you're kind of stationary, just
Yeah,
looking
you're
at.
stationary, just looking. Yeah,
And Res has a lot of forward motion, though.
it does. Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
fine for that. So,
Okay.
I mean, it did not impact me as much as it has previously, but usually I have to like only play for like a half hour at a time.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't have it as bad
That's not that odd, though.
as Mr. Nelson does with the gaming vertigo. But the first time I tried the PS4 or PSVR, I
Yeah.
had a definite problem.
What were you
with it,
playing on
so,
that, though?
It was Battlezone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Battlezone has free movement, right?
Battlezone
You're
does
rolling
have
around
free
in a
mode.
tank. That'll do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
I mean, I typically don't get motion sickness in
Mhm.
games or in VR, but 10 minutes in VR Minecraft with the free movement on.
Oh yeah, that would be.
I went down quick, and the entire next day I was feeling really crappy.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I've found that there were Gran Turismo did that to me, which sucked. And then I played actually at one point, I think it's Dirt 2.0 has a VR mode as
Yeah.
well.
Mm.
And it was kind of the same thing where it was just like I played a full stage and it was amazing. It looked great,
Right.
but like I was battling by the end of it, and
Oh,
when I
wow.
was done and I was in like a cold sweat and I had to
Yeah.
like lay down, and it just I find anything that has free movement will mess with me a little bit. Anything like that that's really rapid and there's a lot of like jostling
Mhm.
happening, like it just my mind can't deal with the fact that there are actually no forces on my body that it's
Right.
expecting. But
Yeah.
then like Wipeout
Mhm.
in VR, no problem.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with VR Wipeout either.
But
Strangely enough.
see, in VR Wipeout, you can set it so that it's not tilting.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And they also do that thing where they like Resident Evil 7 as well, where it really focuses your view. Like it
Okay.
sort of has like almost a black halo around the image.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean? Like it's like a pinhole effect or
Vignette
something.
effect or something.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
yeah.
And because I found with Resident Evil 7, because I think you had free movement in that as well,
Yeah.
and it didn't bother me. But it was because the view was so narrow, I think. You weren't getting the
Okay.
peripheral motion.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Interesting.
I would say find a friend who has one and try that out and see if it gives you the same motion sickness as before.
but it really changes from game to game.
It does
yeah,
change from
that's the
game to game.
problem,
And
yeah.
I mean, luckily on Oculus's website, they do have like ratings for each game on how comfortable it is to play. There's like green, yellow, and red when
It's like a hot sauce scale.
like a hot sauce scale. Exactly.
This one's an 11. It's a super hellfire.
But I mean, it's a problem though with VR,
Yeah, oh,
right?
yeah.
Like it is a legit problem. So I would definitely find a friend and bring a bucket. And
In case your
If
ceiling
it-
starts to leak.
well,
Wasn't there? I think in early VR there was actually like a technical term for motion sickness that had the word vomit in it or something like that.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to look it up. I remember reading that
yes,
ages
it
ago.
did. You're right.
Yeah, I
You're
forget what
right.
it was, but
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
why, at GDC's past, any of the VR booths you would go to had ginger chews, like little.
oh really?
Things,
yeah. She was incredible at the Spearmint Rhino. My gosh.
Spearmint Rhino.
Yeah, ginger chews.
Ginger chews. No, they help with seasickness and
Oh, what was I thinking?
Yeah, I could see her
VR
helping with
sickness.
seasickness.
So, so there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Find a friend, Mr. Nelson. That's
Player One Podcast rates this an official try before you buy.
Exactly. All right, so let's do this one from hacker alias Darth Muller, who says, "My biggest gaming disappointment is the sequel to Tecmo Super Bowl. Was so excited and it was so bad. Graphics were worse and the difficulty was 0. Not fun at all. And I thought, how could a sequel be worse? What is your biggest sequel disappointment?"
Huh.
The first one that pops to mind for me is Streets of Rage 3. The American version of
Rage
Streets of
3.
Rage 3.
Yeah.
Because I adored Streets of Rage 2.
How do you
Still
top-
do.
How do you top Streets of Rage 2?
Well, that's just it. And Streets of Rage 3, I've never actually gone back and done this. The Japanese version is apparently very playable.
Yeah.
But when they brought it to the US, they made it way harder.
Mm.
And it just was not enjoyable to me in the least. So
Yeah.
it's like I went from literally one of my favorite games of all time to a sequel that I didn't even want to play.
Yeah.
So, not the worst game ever, but it was a huge disappointment.
My biggest sequel disappointment, Lunar Dragon Song.
Oh yeah, boy.
The
was
DS
another one.
game.
Lunar game, because Lunar,
Yeah.
an incredible RPG.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lunar 2, whew. Also, Showstopper, one of the best, one of my absolute all-time favorite games.
Yeah.
And then we're getting a third one. Holy crap. They're giving us a new Lunar game. It's for a handheld, but it's okay. Any Lunar is good Lunar, right?
Not so much.
Turns
No.
out that is not the case.
Ah.
Dragon Song was real bad.
It was real bad.
Real bad.
Hmm.
So, still breaks my heart.
Yep.
I still
We'll
have
never
it.
get another one.
No, that's the real tragedy.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a good example, and now I just went right out of my head.
Uh-oh.
Castlevania 2. Castlevania. I didn't
No,
like Castlevania 2 as much.
you get away with that. Castlevania 2 is a great game.
Did you
Maybe
really
I should play it
dislike it
again.
back in the day, or do you just disliking it now because of the internet?
I disliked it back in the day.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
loved Castlevania.
Right.
Castlevania 2 was
Mhm.
not my bag.
Okay.
It turned into more of an RPG.
You know what else was another one
I was
that
into?
that got me back in the day was Blaster Master 2 for Genesis.
That was rough.
'Cause again, Blaster Master on NES. Whew, again, another one of my all-time faves.
Yeah.
Especially back then. And then, a 16-bit sequel.
What could go
Finally.
wrong?
And it is bad.
Viva Pinata 2. Trouble in Paradise.
I never
Not
played
not
Never
as
played the
not as
first one.
good. The first one
I didn't
is
really-
a great game.
I remember you
I-
loved the first one.
I enjoy the first one a lot.
it.
Sequel, not really. No,
Okay.
not so much.
Okay.
Yeah, not down with it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers 2.
You take that back.
All-time classic Super Mario Brothers, and then they bring out a sequel and it's like different characters and
Actually-
you're picking up vegetable. That doesn't make sense.
In all seriousness, though,
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels.
Oh,
That's
well,
true.
absolutely.
That's
Ooh.
true. That is true.
Nintendo knew what they were doing when they
Yeah.
decided not to release that thing. In the
Mario
US.
2 US is outstanding. I adore Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers 2 US. But,
Yeah. Lost Levels, not so much.
Yep.
All right, let's wrap it up with this one from Hacker Alias I finally watched, who says, "Why isn't there a new Winter Olympics game to coincide with Beijing this year? I really enjoyed the Summer Games one that came out last time."
When was the last time they did a Winter Olympics game or a Summer Olympics game?
Well, the
I
summer
guess
one
besides
came out.
Nintendo and Mario.
There was a
Mario and Sonic?
Beijing, or not a Beijing. There was a Tokyo Olympic Games
Yeah, that's true.
game that
Came out a year early, right?
Well,
Yeah, why was that? That was weird.
You'd think that'd be an easy one to get right.
Well, we really need to do California games. That's the
Oh,
real.
that's the
You
real
know, I
deal.
need
But
more.
yeah, I mean, there used to be way back. You got actual games based on just the Olympics. They weren't necessarily mascot games, but
Right.
it's been a long time.
Well, no, the Tokyo one.
The Tokyo.
Was there an actual Tokyo?
Yeah,
I mean,
there
Yes,
was.
there
but
was
I thought there was a
Tokyo
Mario
2020.
one.
No, well, I mean, there was the Mario Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics, but there was a legit Tokyo Olympics
Yeah.
game that came out.
Remember, you can.
I've never
One of the
played any
things
of
is
them.
like a Sonic suit that you could put
Oh
on.
God,
yeah,
right? That
that's
creepy
right.
Sonic
Like
suit.
the mascot suit, right?
The
Yeah,
mascot
that's
suit.
bad.
Yeah.
How could you
Yeah.
forget that? My gosh.
I had
Yeah.
until you brought it up.
Yeah, so we had an Olympic
Yeah.
game pretty recently.
I wonder if that's a
Yeah.
COVID thing. Like, I wonder if they just,
Yeah, probably.
you know
in
what I
part.
mean? They didn't get it done in time or something,
Aren't
or
most things COVID things these days?
or the fact that we weren't through it. Maybe there wasn't enough confidence that the Olympics were actually going to happen.
You know what
Right.
the problem is? The problem is every game company realized they cannot top winter heat for Saturn.
Right?
So why
It's a
bother?
good game.
This man speaks the truth.
Don't waste your time because we already reached the zenith
Yeah.
with winter heat.
That's
Yep.
right. I didn't even know
It was
the
very good.
Winter Olympics started.
Yeah.
the Winter
They've been
Olympics
going
started?
since last week.
It started last week.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Who's winning?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I will normally sit and watch the Winter Olympics, but because of the
Yeah.
time difference, it's just so everything's happening in the middle of the night here. So
Yeah.
Last summer I tried to watch the Summer Olympics
I can't
and
get into the Summer Olympics.
it was just not well done. Like, it was
Really?
streamed on Peacock, but then only some of the events were on Peacock. The rest was on an NBC Sports app.
Well, see,
Oh.
that's the thing
Like,
with
they split it, and it was just
Yeah.
not good. You couldn't watch anything live. Everything was very edited down and very. It was
Yeah.
just not good.
I don't know if they're doing it again this year, but I know a few years back up here they started to, like, the major networks started to share the coverage, so
Yeah.
they all like coordinated.
Hmm.
So like CTV and CBC and Global, I think, or TSN, all our different networks were showing different things, right?
Mm.
Which was pretty cool.
Okay.
They coordinated well, and you could sort of catch a lot that
Yeah.
way. But
Well,
normally
in the
I will
US,
sit and
it's like
watch the
MSNBC and
Yeah.
all the various
Mm.
all of those networks split it,
Mm.
but
I see.
When it gets down to like the medal rounds for hockey and stuff like that, I'm sure I'll be tuning in.
I used to
And
watch
curling,
the
of
hell out of
course.
some figure skating back in the day, back in the 90s when my parents were watching the Olympics.
Yeah, I've seen so much figure skating because of my aunt, sitting and watching
Yeah.
the Olympics with my aunt.
I mean, that was pretty much all they televised in the US back in the 90s, just the figure skating, like the curling and the rest of the stuff.
You know, your flag bearer this year was a curler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
U.S. flag bearer. First time there was a curler as the U.S. flag bearer.
Nice.
I
Nice.
see.
I don't have anything more to that story. I just remembered hearing it.
Curling's taken off in the US.
Big deal here in
Really
Canada.
is.
So, we love our
Yeah.
curling.
Get your
That was
broom
the-
and your stone.
Now, are all the people on the US curling team actually from Canada? Like,
I don't
Oh.
think so, no.
Should we sneak people over the border?
yeah.
I'm
That's a shame.
just proud that I know broom and stone,
Yep.
the parts you need for curling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. I
Curling's
think
good
that's a good
time.
place to end it. Good place.
Cool.
All righty then. That
When are
is
you
our
gonna
show for this week.
Decorate that room of yours.
What are you talking
Yeah, you
about?
really
Why
do.
I have to do that?
What are
Still
you
looking at that.
doing?
I mean, you got the cardboard boxes out of there, which
The pictures
Yeah.
do you no good leaning up against the wall like
Pictures.
that.
I mean, pictures right there.
of course I say that I have some pictures on my floor back there too.
I see that. I
gotta
see
hang
that.
those
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
I'm
You got
gonna
your,
do that.
Your
I'm gonna
Mudron
do
print
that.
I saw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Our
can't wait for
good
mine to show up.
pal, friend of the show, Bill Mudron,
Mm.
made an amazing new print. He's an artist,
Yes.
He's an artist. Go his Mudron, Mudron. Go to his
Mhm.
Twitter account. It's just at Mudron, and he has links to his store. But it's he did 3 prints of variations of the old video game ticket wall, the VidPro card wall that you would see at like Toys R Us and other stores back in the 80s. And,
Well, mainly Toys R Us
and 90s, yeah. But yeah, it's a beautiful piece.
It when he posted it on Twitter, it was just like, because we didn't have Toys R Us here when I was a kid.
Right.
So when we would take our yearly trip down to like New England,
Yeah.
that was like one of the big things that my brother and I looked forward to, was being able to go into Toys R Us. We usually actually would save enough money to buy like one game while we were there.
Right.
But
Right.
like, you'd stand there and just, I would like flip every ticket to read the
Of
back
course.
of the box. And
Yeah.
it was just the coolest. So when he posted that picture, I was like teleported like that. Right. It's like, oh my
it
God.
does take you back.
Big time.
It really,
Yeah.
if you grew up in the 80s and kind of early 90s, it will absolutely take you back to that. And it's I got to go buy a frame for it.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's going in my game room. I'm going to rearrange some of the pictures in there so I can get that up
Nice.
in the game room.
So you ordered one?
Mhm.
Which one did you get?
The head on. I really like the aesthetic of the. So it's just like the wall right in front of you, and then the kid standing there looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I loved, by the way, the Lee Carvello putting challenge.
I know.
Easter egg.
He's also got Bloodstorm is in there too.
Oh, see, I figured there might be
Bone
something
Storm?
else in there too.
Bone Storm, yes,
Bone
I'm
Storm.
sorry.
Bone
Yeah,
Storm.
Bone
Dune
Storm.
Storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a nice touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Well,
anyway, you were doing the outro, CJ.
That's our show for
ahead.
this week. Oh, thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or want to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff whenever Mr. Greg Seward has the time to do one.
I am working on the next one this week. Should be
Wow,
in the next few days.
Very good.
Excellent. You'll find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
The script for the latest one is done. Your best friend Mike
Ooh.
is going to review it for me this week to give me some copy edits and suggestions, and then I'll
Nice.
be making the video.
Nice.
There you go. And you'll also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about in this episode. Plus, there's a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening device. We're also on Stitcher Radio or on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast, or watch us live most weeks on the YouTubes, the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Twitch.televisions, all that stuff. So follow our Twitter account, which is just @P1 Podcast, to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 Pacific time. So please join us, won't you? If you like what you've heard, and how could you can head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way, because I don't know, because it helps our show.
Yeah.
There you go.
Keeps our pods casting.
Real talk.
Keeps us streaming. Yeah. We're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes, man. It always helps us out. And of course, if you are a Patreon friend of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you gain access to a special weekly bonus episode that we record right after this, where we play games, crack wise, having fun, doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ, do we have a game for this week?
We do have a game.
Oh, what is it?
It's a Jeopardy game from listener Zach Miller.
Oh,
It is let's see, what is a grab bag quiz this time.
Oh, I love grabbing my bag.
Okay.
What?
Yikes.
What?
Yikes.
That's where I store my delicious sweets. My big bag of candy, Some gummy worms and some non-imperial
I don't want to hear
chocolate.
anything more about your gummy worm.
Oh man, delicious, delicious. One of those ones where it's 2 colors.
Oh, gee. You should get that checked out. That sounds like there might be a problem.
It's fine. It's one of the sour ones.
Is
too,
it supposed to be red and green?
No. So join us for that, won't you, friends? And of course, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to patreon.com/generation16 to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a donor or a supporter of the $5 per episode variety,
Also cheap.
you get access to my weekly vlog called The Weekly Commute, where I don't drive a vehicle while I'm talking to my cell phone camera. But I do talk about the latest episode, how that's going, what goes into making those episodes, other videos I'm working on, other projects I'm working on. Gonna do a game room tour when it gets closer to done. Got another big piece that I added to the room today that I was really excited about. I got the 1942 marquee put in a wooden box and displayed, which was really important to me. But now, of course, I've got that Mudron print that I need to have show up and hang that up before we do something like that.
And that's a light box you have for it, right?
It actually is not. I can make it into a light box. The only reason it looks lit up in the picture that I posted is because it's sitting in front of a window. I just put it up on the windowsill, but that's where I'm leaving it. So I put it up on the windowsill. So yeah, I might add lights to it, but I just honestly just wanted to get it done. And
I understand that. But yeah, there's a little secondary project for you.
Yeah,
get it lit
for
up,
sure.
That'll look beautiful all lit up like that.
Yeah. But I'm really happy with how that went. My brother and I struggled with that today to make that box, but it looks good. The final product looks good. Anyway, all kinds of stuff like that. So hey, consider supporting the show. And like I said, it's per episode, and the episodes only come out every few months. So $5 an episode's gonna cost you 15, maybe $20 a year.
Like when I say
worth
also
it,
cheap, I'm not
also cheap.
I'm not just blowing smoke up your hinder. It's actually cheap.
That's not just lip service.
Well, I mean,
it's not just grab bag service.
Catch me on the right day, it might be. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
You know what? No, thank you.
Let's play poker in VR sometime.
Wouldn't that require knowing how to play poker?
Yeah, exactly.
Would. Let's meet in the metaverse.
I know the little horsey can move like an L.
No, that's not. No, not poker.
It's blackjack.
Do you have any threes?
Nope, still not poker.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, see,
just remember you don't want to go over 21.
Oh, that makes that makes sense because you got to be 21 to get into the casino.
Right. See, that's why they have that rule.
I understand now. I am not a poker player. I do not know all the hands of poker.
Yeah.
But I do know that a good chunk of the poker playing experience
is wearing a pair of sunglasses at a table.
Well, is being able to see the person's faces against whom you are playing and interpret their reactions. Now, I only know this because there was an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation that focused on this, but I know it. Okay, Data learned it, and so can I. So I would think that playing poker in VR would be not as fun because you kind of lose that human element, looking for tells and trying to determine if someone's bluffing based on their body language, right?
Yeah,
I would think.
I just destroyed the metaverse, man.
Oh,
I killed it. CJ.
Yeah,
I already thanked you.
You did.
You did.
Come back next week for a new thank you.
Okay.
Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Philip.
You're very welcome. Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a second thank you for you. Thank you.
Aw, thanks, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
making sure everybody gets the same amount of thank yous.
Thank you, CJ.
Third thank you. Yes.
Wait, was that a third one? Damn it. Anyway, and a special thank you to everyone listening at home. Everyone, man. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your family, your loved ones, your friends, yourself. My gosh, take care of yourself. Let Optimus Prime read you a bedtime story as you go to bed. You know, it's that self-care that everyone needs.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, do what you have to do to be safe. And we hope to see you next week, my friends.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.